Hello all and welcome, and I am the mgtowphilosopher, and in this video I would like to discuss the cancerous organization that is the Girl Scouts of America, a leftist group that is there to indoctrinate women into man-hate, snowflakiness nonsense, and other retarded BS to make women as weak and helpless as possible. So here we have a story about the Girl Scouts warning parents about forcing kids to hug relatives for the holiday, namely male relatives. Of course, because you can't have girls knowing how to form close relationships with men. They should be afraid of men, even their aunts and uncles, and maybe even their father as well. You know, that's what's coming next. Don't feel obligated to hug your daddy. Of course not. We can't have kids forming close ties with their parents. We have to destroy that traditional crap because it's so evil. But namely, we can't have them forming close bonds with the father. It's still okay if she hugs the mother, of course. Let's see where this crazy story goes, shall we? Girl Scouts of the USA issued a warning to parents. What warning? I see, already, the Girl Scouts has way too much power in society if they can just come out and issue warnings as if there was a friggin' flood or a hurricane or something coming, like there was some kind of huge tragedy about to happen. Yeah, level 5 hurricane's coming, it's going to destroy everything. Get your kids out, get your kids out. Yes, let's create as much hysteria as possible by warning parents that this holiday season is going to be dangerous for their kids. Ooh, dangerous. Asking them to think twice before forcing their daughters to hug relatives at gatherings. And you know, this is just the social deconstructionists trying to ever push more and more, push the boundaries of acceptable ways to deconstruct traditional Western society, to push a schism in between girls and their fathers and their families in general, but especially their fathers. Create a disconnect as much as possible, especially from men, those evil men and their toxic masculinity, which we as women are adopting and using to take over, but it's toxic if a man uses it. Think of it this way, telling your child she owes someone a hug, either just because she hasn't seen this person in a while or because they gave her a gift, can set the stage for questioning whether she owes another person any type of physical affection when they bought her dinner or done something else seemingly nice for her later in life. What? What are you talking about? This is total nonsense. What is this psychobabble? Who's making these conflations? Where's the correlation? Show me the evidence of correlation between kids being bought gifts or having something nice done for them by a relative and they hug their relative to an incident in adulthood where she feels she's obligated to fucking have sex with a guy because he bought her dinner. Now, by the way, that never happens. Women don't have sex with guys who buy them dinner, okay? They already know within the first 5-10 seconds of meeting a guy, first 5 seconds, if they're going to bang him. That's a total misnomer. Women do not have sex with guys because they buy them dinners, okay? Now, women do, by the way, have sex with men who buy them many more things. These are women looking for sugar daddies, and they are gold diggers, which is most women, by the way. But that has nothing to do with some kind of socialized expectation for affection as a child, which, by the way, is present in both boys and girls. Why aren't you saying anything to boys? What about boys? What about boys? Are boys being forced into some kind of social situation where they're being, you should give up your ass if somebody buys you dinner? Where is this? Why isn't that narrative being spread? Well, of course, that's nonsense. Of course, that's nonsense. Giving a boy a gift and then him feeling obligated to give you a hug or something, and you know, that's not going to lead him to wanting to give up his ass to some gay dude that buys him a meal. No, of course not. Even if he is gay himself, no. And yet, we're supposed to believe this nonsense coming from of course. We're supposed to believe anything that comes out of a woman's mouth, or if it's about women. Yes, these precious snowflakes that they are. Don't hug him, or you're going to condition yourself to believe you have to give something to somebody if they give you something. And by the way, how do you conflate hugs with banging? How's a hug the equivalent of fornication? What the hell? These are the same idiots that argued that computer games with violence in them cause people to be more violent. No evidence, just critical theory, of course. It goes on to say, the organization's missive to parents comes as allegations of sexual misconduct by men ring out of every industry, including Hollywood, politics, and the media. And yet, you don't hear anybody making a big deal about all these female teachers I'm seeing on the news, so many cases I can't even count, who bang their male students, who bang little kids. I'm not hearing anything about that. But somehow you're creating this big hubbub about grown women in Hollywood who willingly had sex with some fat, ugly troll. Oh, those poor, traumatized women. They get jobs that pay $20 million. Oh, that's horrible. That's the end of the motherfucking world. But some woman somewhere takes advantage of her job as a teacher to bang some 12-year-old boy. Oh, yeah, he's a boy. We don't care what happens to boys because they're part of the patriarchy. Are you kidding me? What the hell? Of course, that's politics for you. Never pass up an opportunity to bash men. Never. 1 in 9 girls under the age of 18 experiences sexual abuse. That's a lie. Where'd you get that number? Where's that number coming from? It's not coming from the government or assault at the hands of an adult, according to the data shared by Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, or RAIN, an anti-sexual assault organization. No. You guys need to do your research. All RAIN, of course, this article was just propaganda being spread by RAIN, so they're not going to research themselves, and of course they think they're legitimate. And RAIN is just a left-wing propaganda think tank for spreading disinformation. Whatever comes out of there is not real. Their numbers are bullshit, and all this nonsense is about 1 in 9. That's based on redefinition of what sexual assault is. And by the way, why don't you tell us the numbers of boys who are sexually assaulted? Oh, you're not going to do that. I see. You're the bigger victims than we are. Of course you are. Victimhood is their currency. That's how they've gained power, and it's how they continue to gain power. Past research also suggests that nearly 1 in 3 episodes of sexual abuse of a child is perpetrated by a family member. Notice they don't say whether it's a man or a woman, that it's equal. Well, then I'm going to point that out. Or a family member. Oh, it's a family member. So if you go to a gathering, don't let that family member hug you. You might, as a little 10-year-old, be sending the wrong message. That if you hug them, you want to give them a blowjob, and they might get that wrong message. Yeah, this is insanity. This is insanity. The girls' post encourages parents to offer their daughters ways to show gratitude that do not require physical contact. What is this? So, as you women argue about being independent and strong, you are essentially teaching girls to be weak and pathetic. No, don't hug your uncle, because that could traumatize you. Yes. It could leave an imprint on your brain that's there in 20 years and forces you to sleep with some ugly guy you don't like because he bought you a nice dinner. It is absurdity. What is this pseudo-nonsense? This is what I'm talking about. This is sociology, people. This is what I've tried to tell you before. Sociology, social sciences, they're not real. This is just social science bullshit with zero evidence. Yeah, don't hug your uncle. Just give him an air kiss. He can be standing there thinking, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? You're gonna hug me? I'm your fucking uncle. What the fuck? I mean, what's the matter? Are you afraid of me? Yeah, I'm afraid of you. The Girl Scout said that you might want to fuck me in the ass if I hug you. Really? Okay. That's perfectly acceptable. Dr. Janet Taylor, a psychiatrist based in New York City and Sarasota, Florida, said parents should be careful to not create a mass hysteria about physical contact with loved ones. But mass hysteria is the best kind of way to destroy men. It's the best way. Mass hysteria is something the left loves. Every time you have a mass shooting event of some kind, every time somebody blows their nose, oh, it's got to become a tool to destroy men or to destroy something that they're against. Of course, they're against guns as well. They don't want people to have guns. Of course not. When they try to implement their lovely communist utopia. We can't have people with guns when we try to implement communism in America. And we have to have weak, pussified men, of course. So let's just spread the message that they're all evil scumbag pedophiles by telling their nieces and nephews and whatever, don't hug your male relatives. Because that's really what this is about. Goes on to say, as parents, we have to use common sense and also realize that it's never too early to start a conversation about good touch and bad touch. Right. Just delineate between the two. Oh, but that goes against their new narrative that any kind of physical contact is being given in return for something nice being done from him. And so, that justifies girls and boys, but really girls, because this is a Girl Scouts, girls not having to, not feeling obligated to, not wanting to, being socialized, not to in any way, shape, or form, have affection for male relatives. Do you see where this is going? I mean, really, the Girl Scouts is trying to send a message to girls that boys, men, are oppressors, that they are essentially only interested in one thing from you, sex, that they're evil scum, that men are not to be trusted, and they're trying to send this message but couch it in a way that's somehow acceptable. Oh no, we just want girls to feel empowered and not obligated, yada, 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 my ass. And this woman with some actual common sense goes on to say, but also don't want to overstep our boundaries so our children are not afraid of who they should not be afraid of. Well, too late, because the Girl Scouts have already sent this message. And of course, don't you know, many of the mothers who have daughters in their Girl Scouts are going to be virtue signaling hippie morons who will adopt this into their narrative. And soon enough, they will be virtue signaling by not letting their kids hug their uncle and then even their daddy. Because, you don't want to send the message to daddy that you might want to go down on him. She added, the awareness of unwanted contact that we have right now is needed. I just caution parents about limiting family attachment. Oh, but they don't, the Girl Scouts, meaning the left, meaning your cultural Marxists, meaning feminists, they don't want attachment to men. They only want attachment to women. They don't want men to be able to teach women, okay? They don't want girls to be able to be attached to, they don't want girls to be able to be attached to men. That makes it so much easier to destroy those men once those women grow up. They want those girls to see men as nothing more than scum, second-class citizens, subhuman, and then it's perfectly okay to disenfranchise them and take ever more power away from them and treat them like crap. And that kind of loving space at a lot of time only happens at the holidays. Oh, they don't care about that. Girl Scouts doesn't care about that. Come on. They're a leftist organization. The Girl Scouts membership includes 1.8 million girls. Oh my God, too many. Too many! So while the Boy Scouts engenders men with good qualities, leadership, independence, strength, self-confidence, self-esteem, the Girl Scouts essentially turns women into weak, pathetic, blubbering masses that are useless and afraid of everyone and everything, even their own shadows. I see. That's some good organization. Yeah. And I can't read anymore because this article is getting me more and more pissed as I read it. And the rest is just a bunch of, posts of people arguing back and forth that this is right, no, this is wrong. What do you think? Has the Girl Scouts gone totally insane? Have they lost the plot? Yeah! Have they revealed themselves as the left-wing, leftist, disinformation, propaganda organization that they actually are, that only exists to indoctrinate girls into leftist groupthink ideology? Let me know what you think in the comment section of this video. And please make a donation to my Patreon because, of course, YouTube is going to screw me out of monetization for this video. That's it. I am the MGTOW philosopher, and I wish you a good day. Take care.